Your home is fitted with a ground source heat pump to provide the space heating and hot water within the property. Providing heating and hot water to our homes currently contributes around 20% of the carbon emissions emitted in the UK, primarily through burning gas. If we're going to meet our 2050 targets for reducing carbon, then this has to change. A ground source heat pump system is made up of a network of pipes buried deep underground. These pipes are connected back to the heat pump in your home. The heat pump pushes the fluid through the ground array and picks up a small amount of energy as it goes. When it gets back to the heat pump, it is used to provide the heat to your radiators and the hot water for your taps and showers. Because heat pumps are more efficient at lower temperatures, the radiators have been designed to be larger to provide the amount of heat that the building requires. Running the radiators at 45 degrees mean that they're still hot to the touch, but you can leave your hand on the radiator compared to a gas boiler system where you run the radiators at more like 70 degrees and can only leave your hand on the surface for a couple of seconds. This means that it's safer for children and also makes for a more comfortable environment. Right, now we're going to talk about how you actually turn your heating on. What you've got here is you've got a room thermostat and a programmer. If you want to adjust the temperature, you would use the room thermostat and move that to the desired temperature, and when you're too hot, turn it back down. This is your Honeywell controller. On the left hand side you have a hot water, and on the right hand side you have heating. If we look closely, we have 4 different modes that you can set either your hot water or your heating as. The first is continuous, the second is once, the third is auto, or the fourth is off. With the hot water, we always want this to be set as auto. Reason for this is your hot water will be generated during the day automatically, where you don't need to worry about it. If you do find that you're using a lot of hot water and you need a top up, simply click this button which says extra hour, which will quickly top up the hot water tank. On the right hand side we have heating. This has 4 separate modes. You have continuous heating, which is controlled by the room thermostat. You have once and you have auto. To set the times for your heating, you will simply move this dial here up to heating, and it will give you 3 set times. Click the up or down button to set the required time. So here it's set as 6:30 in the morning. Click next, and that will go off at 8:30. If again, say you're here during the day and you like your heating on from 11 AM, you would simply move that down to 11 AM. Click next. What time would you want it to turn off? 1. And again, you can do that in the evening and say from 4:30 till 10:30. Once that's complete, you would simply move this dial back down to run and shut the front cover, and your heating will come on automatically throughout the day. This is a standard conventional radiator, just like you would get with any standard gas system. Over here, we have what we call a TRV, or a thermostatic radiator valve, and this controls the amount of heat that goes towards each radiator. What you can do is you can open this valve either lower or higher to control the amount of heat that goes to each individual radiator. What we have here is a SunAmp unit. This is a water storage unit that has been used to replace a traditional hot water cylinder to provide all the hot water you need for your showers and running the taps. So this is your Kensa shoebox heat pump. As you can see, you have 4 pipes coming into the heat pump. You have the 2 black pipes. This is the pipework that comes in from the ground, and behind the unit, this is the flow and return to your heating system and hot water storage unit. This is the front display of your Kensa heat pump. The green light is your power light, indicating that we've got power to the heat pump. If there's an orange light on, there where the sun symbol is, that indicates the heat pump is in heating mode. And if there's a white light above the tap symbol, that indicates we're in hot water mode. If there's a red light above the warning triangle, that means we're in error mode. First thing we need to do is check this gauge here has at least 2 bar pressure. If we didn't have 2 bar, we would need to top up our ground side, which would involve opening this lever valve and this lever valve here, and this will release water into the system, and then shut it off when it reaches pressure. It's really important that we make sure we shut both of these every time. The second thing we want to do is check this pressure gauge here. which shows the pressure in our radiator system. This needs to be a 2-bar pressure. So what we do at this situation, we would open this valve here, and we would open this valve here to let the water top up to 2-bar pressure as such. And again, very important that we shut both of these valves off. Once we have checked that the pressure is at 2-bar, you can then go and have a look at your heat pump. This should have cleared the error message. If you find that you're topping up this pressure gauge more than 3 times a year, it might be that it's time to call your housing provider on the number provided in your handover pack. And likewise, after checking the pressure is correct, if you're still having a red warning light, please call the number provided in your handover pack. We expect the heat pump to have an efficiency of around 300%. This compares to around 90% from a gas boiler. Currently, electricity is roughly 3 times the cost of gas, which means that the cost of heat delivered to your home is around the same, if not slightly less, than the same cost of heat from a mains gas system. Over time, we expect to see the cost of gas to increase faster than the cost of electricity. Thanks to the ground source heat pump's efficiency, for every 1 pence kilowatt increase in the cost of electricity, the cost of heat only actually goes up by 0.3 pence. Energy security is a real worry for many people right now, but 3/4 of your energy is coming right from the ground beneath your feet. If you're interested to learn more about ground source heat pumps, please see our website